Good morning, everybody. I was so excited this morning to have Elizabeth joining us again. Welcome home. We've missed you.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Grace and blessings, fellow Earthlings.
Hello, fellow Earthlings. I am so happy to see your beautiful new background of your new place. Tell everybody if we've had a lot of new people join us since the last time you were here. So tell everybody, hi, yeah, exactly, who you are, where you are, and what your primary focus is in.
We're in Seminole Heights, Tampa. I'm broadcasting from my home studio, which is where I broadcast some of our virtual only classes. And we have a studio just about a mile and a half from the house over on Florida Avenue in Seminole Heights near the Wine Tiger Coffee Shop and lots of other cool stuff right there on that little stretch. We focus on power yoga and restorative yin yoga as well as nidra meditation at our studio. So we have kind of a balanced practice, right? So if you're looking for something robust and really active with power yoga, if you're looking for something more gentle, we have restorative yoga as well as slow and gentle flows. We opened right before the pandemic. So we're very grateful to have survived just over a year. Come on and see.
So awesome. And you're also my favorite person to geek out with about the universe. So just like you are so perfectly well rounded in all the ways. And I'm so happy to have you back here this morning. Would you like to take us into the sunrise?
Oh, yes. And in this liminal space, liminal being that transition from one state to another, which we're kind of always in, right? But this is the transition from nighttime to daytime, the transition from sleeping to waking. So wherever you are, bring yourself to that in-between state, whether your spine is still parallel to the earth because you're still in bed, or your spine is perpendicular to the earth. And take a breath here to just notice where you are in relation to the planet. Is your spine upright, perpendicular to the earth, whether you're seated or standing, or parallel to the earth? Notice your breath and gravity. Just let those two things be the most important thing happening right this minute. Gravity holding us to the planet, and the breath in and out through the body. And feel the solidity and the stability of the earth beneath you, whether it is underneath your feet, your sit bones, or your entire back, or the side of your body. Take 2 more breaths right here. Just noticing the effect of gravity on your skeleton and its orientation, upright or laying down. And I invite you to try out Sufi mother's breath. This is a breath technique that is intended to be deeply calming and creating a lot of well-being and grace and patience in our bodies. Sufi mother's breath is a slow, soft inhale, inaudible, making the breath as quiet as possible, but also the inhale as full as possible. And when you reach the fullest extent of your inhale, pause for just a beat before allowing a long, luxurious, soft exhale. So again, inhaling softly and fully to your fullest capacity, but softly, quietly, and then pause for just a little bit before exhaling gently. Inhaling naturally and fully. And really notice the expansion of your ribs, your collarbones, your belly. holding that fullness for just a moment and then letting it go. Noticing the capacity expands each time you inhale. And now I invite your attention to the action of the diaphragm. This is a muscle that we rarely notice unless we're hiccuping and it's spasming up and down in our torso. When we breathe in, the diaphragm moves downward. And when we exhale, it moves back up to the low ribs area. And that diaphragm is shaped like a dome. And if you put your thumbs and your forefingers together and kind of cup your hands around, that's about the approximate shape. And it's also got a hole in the center for your aorta to go through in your esophagus. So it separates the lungs from all the visceral organs. So it's a big deal to have that muscle, right? Working, keeping those two things separate, but also working together, right? So every time that you inhale, that makes room for the lung capacity, opening up the space in the ribs. And then every time you exhale, it moves up, making room for all of the belly muscles to do their work. And so with each breath, we support our metabolism, our spinal mobility, and our well-being. I invite your attention back to gravity here, whatever else may be true about any of us. We have skeletons, we have bones, we have breath, we have heartbeat and blood flowing, and we are subject to the field of gravity, the gravitational field that holds our planet together and holds us together, along with atmospheric pressure, which is also a result of gravity. So gratitude for gravity. May your day be filled with grace and peace and patience. Thank you, fellow Earthlings. Many blessings to you.
That was so awesome. I love my meditation with a side of science. Like, that's excellent. Okay, so show, because I had my eyes closed, show me the shape of the diaphragm. You said I couldn't really.
So the diaphragm sits right about here, right? So if you put your hands, wrap your hands around the low ribs.
Okay.
The diaphragm sort of sits naturally, right? When you're just breathing, shallow, which is what we normally do. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? The back part of our brains is taking care of that in the autonomic part of our system, right? But when we consciously breathe in, that muscle moves down. And it's shaped like a dome, right? So if you join your thumbs and your forefingers and spread the fingers out, it's kind of shaped like that. And it's about the same size, right? Like our body has this geometric symmetry to it, right? So the length of our fingers, right? Our middle fingers all the way out, that's how tall we are, right? So we have this amazing symmetry in our geometry, and that includes where the diaphragm is and how big it is. So you can imagine it, this big muscle, right? And our thumbs would represent the place where it attaches to the spine.
Oh, okay.
So that muscle is attached to the inside of the spine, right? Inside the low ribs, right? And when we breathe in, that muscle moves down to make room for the lung capacity. And when we breathe out, it moves back up. So when you breathe way out, it moves up even more, right? But it only goes so far, right? Because it's attached to the muscle at the back of our spine, or
Right.
our spine, if you will. So that muscular action, right? We don't even notice it most of the time, right? Unless you're hiccuping, right? And the hiccups are when the diaphragm is going boop, 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 boop. So one of the ways, and I've done this myself and it works, I think 80% of the time, so it's worth trying. If you have the hiccups, exhale, press all of the air out. And then hold the breath out for as long as you can. You might continue to hiccup while you're holding your breath out. But if you do a couple of rounds of that, that can very often help just reset the diaphragmatic muscle to go, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be. I was supposed to be doing this, right? So
Wow.
yeah, hopefully you can make that useful.
You are fascinating and wonderful, and I've missed you so much. Welcome back.
Thank you so
Love you.
much.
Thank you so much. Good luck with all of the things. I know there's
Thank
so many
you.
things up in flux right now, and things are growing and changing and everything, but we're so happy to see you here. And I hope everybody enjoyed this as much as I do. It's always such a treat for me. So I hope
Thank you
everybody
so much.
takes that into the day today. And if anybody has hiccups, now you know what to do.
Yeah, awesome. And
Have a good
I think
day.
I totally forgot to say the
Oh,
name of our yoga studio. It's all
oh,
yoga. All
all
y'all.
y'all.
So y'all means all. We started the studio with diversity and inclusion being a part of that practice. So, all humans can benefit from yoga. And that's one of the reasons I love to focus on, the things that are truly universal to all of us, which is that regardless of what else is true of us, we have to drag these skeletons around with us and gravity. And gravity sometimes has, it ages us, right? And so I feel like that's a really good way for us to find common ground and maybe heal up some of the difficulties that we have faced as a result of feeling that we are separate from each other.
Yeah. Oh, and I just loved that whole gravity. You did gravity one time before, and it really hit me because when you lay down on the grass and you're just like laying down and you're looking up at the sky and you're just like, I'm really kind of standing up straight as where the world is compared to the solar system. And it's such a wonderful way of really reconnecting with the earth and our place in the solar system and our place in the universe. I love that you bring that attention of the magic of gravity and how lucky we are to be able to function on earth. It's beautiful. So thank you
Good
again.
stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
All,
that's definitely.
all, all y'all yoga, Seminole Heights, Tampa. Go check it out. Love you. Mwah. So good to see you. Bye, guys.
Bye, y'all. Have a good one.
Bye.